Can I get going? All right, cool. I'll just get moving. Boys and girls, I learned everything I ever needed to know about business when I was 13 years old. Go figure. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but it's definitely true. As I look back at my brief stint on Wall Street and when I finished my university education, I thought schooling had given me the necessary skill sets. But it turns out that drinking beer and watching UConn basketball aren't things you can put on a resume. So, looking at my tech startup experience now, I've come to find out that all of those supposed tools were given to me when I was an 8th grader just playing trumpet. You see, jazz is the true American art form. And although entrepreneurship doesn't share that same illustrious title, I do believe it's a quality that's uniquely American. So tonight, I'd like to take the time to tell you about the few elements of jazz that I feel every entrepreneur should know when building a billion-dollar business. Element number 1, innovation. Jazz is innovation. From Dixieland to ragtime to bebop to post-bop to fusion to avant-garde, the genre has been reinventing itself almost every 10 years during the course of the last century. How was it able to innovate so frequently? The great drummer Art Blakey shed some light on this when he said, "First we learn some of the rules, then we learn all the rules, and baby, when we done those, we spend our time breaking the rules." So, future stars of tomorrow, I advise you, pick your craft and start absorbing. Gary Vaynerchuk spent 15 years of his life learning everything he possibly could about wine. And in those last few years, took his family's business, Wine Library, from a $3 million corporation to a $60 million behemoth. It's possible. Now, some of you here tonight may be looking for a direction, or perhaps have learned everything you can about your particular passion, but are still unsure about how to break the rules. Element number 2, improvisation. Improvisation is a cornerstone of jazz music. It's about soloing on the spot. A piano player can play a solo to the same tune on 2 different club dates, and they could sound completely different from each other. Improvisation gives you the ability to put your unique signature on it with spontaneous creativity. John McLaughlin, the legendary jazz guitarist, recommended that you should spend your days and nights internalizing rhythms and melodies. But when it comes time to improvise, forget everything. Are you building a billion-dollar business? Forget what you know. Throw it out the window. Start over. Approach it from a new angle. You would be surprised at what life you can breathe into a business by simply taking a different perspective. Now, I understand that can be difficult if you're just getting operations off the ground, and even more so if you're inexperienced. But remember, your perspective doesn't have to be the only one. That brings us to element number 3, harmony. Now, business loves to use the word cooperation, but we jazz enthusiasts like the word harmony much better. And we like the word harmony because it paints a much clearer picture of what's to be desired. If you're off so much as a half of a beat or the slightest pitch from your quartet when you're playing, I've got news for you. You're not in harmony. And more importantly, you all sound like crap. Harmony is about understanding your personal contribution and how it relates to the collective sound. Now, unemployment today is high, and some people do paint this negatively, but I believe the complete opposite. If no one has a job, there are plenty of people out there to harmonize with. You're getting premium talent for a discounted price. Even more than that, there are groups and organizations everywhere waiting, begging for entrepreneurs like you to come forth and say, "I have this wonderful idea. You have the resources. Let's build something together." Now, before I wrap this little shindig up, I'd like to end on a quick personal story. A few months back, I was surfing YouTube because I love to. And I don't know if this has happened to you, but you start with one video and you get through a journey of clicks and you're in another dimension before you know it. Now, I don't remember where I started, but I do remember where I ended. And that was in the land of Thelonious Monk. Right, there you go. Hey-o. What I would like to recite for you right now is the top-rated comment posted by my favorite user Moogkorg with 62 likes, commenting on Monk's Dream, his album, and the nature of the genius himself. Thelonious, a genius. Why? He's departing from convention in such a sophisticated, controlled, and artistic manner that's already unconventional at the time it was released. Wow. Well, that's one reason. But his solos are in a language of their own. You know it's Monk for sure. I think he's threading the needle between the standards and abstract seamlessly. This is the way that we should live our life. This is what I get from his music. A guide for living. Wow. That's pretty intense. Are you starting a billion-dollar business? Are you looking to change the world? Push yourself. It's possible. you'd be surprised at how far you could take it. At least from what I've learned from jazz. All you have to do is innovate, improvise, harmonize. It's possible. Thank you.